That's right, I'm saying this right here and now, that I don't think the Galactic Starcruiser is dead. Oh! Ooh, it's kind of dusty. What has the chairman of Disney Parks and Experiences said recently about the experience? And what new development has got me thinking that we have not seen the last of the Galactic Starcruiser? Let's talk about it! Hey all you Star Wars fans, thank you as always for clicking on my video where I cover everything Star Wars from video games to theme parks and especially lightsabers. I'm Obi-Dad Kenobi and welcome. Last year in 2023, unfortunately, the Galactic Starcruiser did close for business, but is it closed for good? I don't think so. Let's get this started. I was one of the first passengers aboard the completely immersive Star Wars hotel experience over in Orlando, Florida. And just in case you have no idea what I'm talking about, if you want to get caught up, there's a video link up above and at the end of this video where I did a full in-depth review of the food, the service, the lightsabers, the droids, and all of the refrigerator truck madness from the experience in that video. Broke it up into sections, so if there's anything you want to know, you can go check it out there. Give me 1 minute, guys. I never told you why I thought the Galactic Starcruiser failed in the first place. So was the Galactic Starcruiser a failure? Absolutely not. It was a huge success. It was the first time that in anywhere where guests are brought into the Star Wars universe and can each have their own customizable experience depending on the choices they make during their adventure. I think the technology was a great success, but what failed? I think where they actually failed was their advertising. Something is way more fun to experience yourself than it is to watch on a little screen. Case in point, skydiving. Okay, skydiving will change your life, but when you watch it on a little screen, it's not that thrilling. So when Disney released all of this advertisement footage of Josh, the Amero, showing off the lightsaber training technology, it didn't look as impressive as it was actually really fun to experience in person, hearing Yoda's voice and pretending like you have the Force.
Please, okay. This is for you.
Oh.
Sing here. Your face off against the remote.
Talk about it all in my review video at the end of this video. Recording that kind of experience and shining a big light on it really took a lot of the magic out of how it really was to experience it. You know, the song with Gaia, if you're gonna hear a Star Wars song, you need to be in a Star Wars mindset, and just throwing it up onto a commercial on YouTube, maybe not a good idea. Another thing I have to mention is that all of my friends and family had never even heard of the Star Wars Hotel at all. I imagine that maybe advertising to the general public can be a bit tricky now that there's so many screens and so many different ways we get information now. There's no longer just a TV that everyone would see 20 years ago. But all over the internet, everybody says $5,000 for the experience. It's not just a hotel room. It's a fully immersive experience. Decide to make choices. Those unlock different adventures you can go on. It's a whole thing, not to mention like immersive gourmet food, because everyone thinks that it was the price that caused it to fail. There is no shortage of people willing to pay $2,000 for a dining experience per person. So for a couple, that's $4,000 for a dining experience, and they're all over the internet. They're not hard to find. Super ritzy spas where you can go and spend between $5,000 and $10,000 for a spa treatment that day. And if you want to talk about just hotel rooms, take a look at Las Vegas. There's all kinds of crazy hotel rooms which don't include food. It's just the room, which is crazy big. It might have a bowling alley, maybe it overlooks the strip, that go for like $100,000 a night. Believe it or not, they do exist. So when you think about all these other experiences that people are willing to pay for, this is obviously targeted towards a very small niche of people who love Star Wars, who are willing to pay that money and want to really feel immersed in a galaxy far, far away. Let's get into why I believe the Starcruiser is going to be coming back in the distant or not so distant future. Last year, when asked about the Galactic Starcruiser, the chairman of Disney Parks and Experiences, Josh, had these 3 words to say. Are you guys ready for this? It's kind of crazy. Something will happen. It kind of says everything and nothing at the same time. But he didn't say it's gone forever. He didn't say we gave up on it. And here's a quote from Josh I thought I would share that's a little less optimistic. Not everything's going to work. What did work, though, is we took creativity and storytelling to a whole new level, to a level that had never existed before. It didn't work commercially, and so we realized that you make a call and you move on. I'm not sure what to make of that paragraph. That sounds like it's a bit more of like a finalized decision, but something will happen. There's this crazy big, detailed Star Wars themed hotel that's just gonna sit there and rot?
I don't think so.
The second reason why I don't think the Starcruiser is gone forever is because many of the final guests of the Starcruiser were given a questionnaire. If you were gonna close it down and throw a big tarp over it and forget about it, or maybe demolish it and fill it with a hole of dirt, why give guests at all a questionnaire? Some questions were very oddly specific regarding how did you get to the Starcruiser from the airport, but other questions were far more optimistic, asking things like, what do you think would work better? What would be some things that you would like to see in the future? This is some news that might have been kind of glossed over sometime last year. And the third reason why I think the Starcruiser will still return is because just like last week, Disney filed for a building permit to start on the Starcruiser. Although it's not with a company that you would think. Again, let's clarify something, that Disney didn't just file for a permit to destroy the Starcruiser or fill it in with concrete. They actually are beginning to build something. Now, here's the weird part, is that it's actually with a company down in Florida that only does awnings, like big, colorful, with signs on them that protrude outward off of buildings. So, could this mean they want to put awnings over some of the Starcruiser to let it rot in style? Maybe, but I think it's much more likely they're going to commission many large awnings to hide and cover a lot of the construction that should be coming soon. When the Starcruiser was being built, there was lots of drones. Drone footage is kind of a new thing, whether it's to cover it for privacy or maybe for weather conditions. I think the awning company and the fact that they're building something is definitely step one in what could be like a 100-step long process into changing the Starcruiser. Now, I want to ask you guys a very important question about the Starcruiser. Leave a comment down below what you guys think so far would need to change in order for you to be interested or want to go on this pretty expensive and pricey experience for most Americans. For die-hard people who love and grew up with Star Wars, this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience that I was lucky to go on, but it was only because there was 5 of us in the cabin and we all pooled our money together. And even though the price went up because it went from instead of 2 people to 5 people, the price per person was still dropped to a much more affordable price. I think it was about $1,500 per person if you go that route. So again, guys, tell me down in the comments what you think of this recent development. As always, guys, take care, be safe, and have an awesome Star Wars day.
Yeah.
Oh!